You know you want to say it with me. Come on, do it. How you going, guys? Steve from Australian 4x4 Adventures. Say it with me. You know you want to say. Draw run through, it's finally here. Alright, I punched my drawers. That didn't hurt. I swear. Anyway, gonna do the draw run through, but first, let's have a quick look at them. Maybe we'll roll that intro first.
So pale, and I'm gonna take you traveling the world. I can love you, yeah, I'm gonna love you. I'll give you all of what I've got, the fancy finds, baby, I have not. Just gonna love you, yeah, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you, baby, cross my heart and hope to die. Golden trinkets, mobile phone, expensive shoes, you can get your own. Just gonna love you, yeah, I'm gonna love you. Just gonna love you, yeah, I'm gonna.
Alright guys, so a couple of facts about what we're going to be going through with this video. So if you haven't seen the build video, it's the last video on the channel. It's all about how I physically built this stuff myself, and I'm showing you guys how to do it as well. Carrot Mega, if you don't know, so trying to do this stuff is, well, it's that simple for me, but it's definitely not a challenge. It's just something I do. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. I'll try and put link up in the corner here. It'll be down in the description as well for to go have a look at that one. So it's fairly in depth on how to build it itself. This one's all about the finer details, where I got some product from, some weights. So this whole setup versus my last whole setup with the King's drills and the drop slide and everything else. How and why I've done things a certain way. So kind of going through the lot. So let's face off first why I went for the stack drills instead of just the side-by-side drills with the drop slide still. Everyone's like, why do you get rid of the drop slide? They're awesome. Biggest thing, they're heavy. They are so heavy. It's like 47 kilo just in the drop slide alone. Like it's 50, round figures, 50 kilo just in that drop slide. It's heavy as. I wanted to go the stack drills so I could keep the fridge down lower. Also gave me the opportunity to add an extra table down there as well. This way I've got my whole prep space. Yes, I'm probably still going to be carrying around a little blow mold table as well, just for off camping. But there's plenty of room on top there or in the back seats to store that one. This is good for quick roadside stops. Got my table. Everything works out nicely. So the drawers themselves, Teflon slides for these ones. Heaps of people asked me in the last video where I got Teflon slides from. I'll put a link to their website down below, but it's Regency Plastics in Kilsyth, Victoria. I'm sure they'll post. It comes in great big sheets. I asked them to cut up just the strips that I needed. You would have seen in the last video, then I ripped them in half again because I realized what I ordered was too thick. I ordered 30mm strips by I think it was a meter or 1100 to suit the depth drawer that I wanted. You don't have to go the entire depth of the drawer, but within about 50 to 100mm, you sort of want to get it fairly close. So if you've got a meter deep drawer, you're going to want 950 strips, as an example. So Regency Plastic in Kilsyth, not sponsored, I paid full price. They have no idea who I am, but if you mention Australian 4x4 Adventures and everyone does that, it'd be kind of cool if they just go, who the hell is this Australian 4x4, who's this wanker? That'd be fun. Okay, so the drawers themselves, nice and crispy, that one. So I'll go back slightly. The locks. So I got the locks from Dunn & Watson in think they're a Queensland-based company actually. So Dun & Watson, just online. A couple of people have said to me, oh, your locks are upside down. No, they're exactly the way that I wanted them to be because I wanted to latch them up at the top, and for me, that handle works that way. If that was the other way around, you'd be pulling it down, and for me, I'm fairly tall, so that just works to pull it straight out. Everything just makes sense that way for me. If you want to put them down the bottom and you like them that way, completely your choice, but that's exactly the way I intended them to be. A whole bunch of other questions about how does the Teflon work in the sense of is it just as good as a runner, does it work nicely? Is it as good as DRIFTA's drawers with their Teflon slides? I use DRIFTA as an example because they're probably the most well-known brand that uses Teflon slides. No, they're not the only one, no, they weren't the first one, but they're definitely the most well-known brand to do it. I think they do a great product, but me being me, of course I wanted to do my own, so this is my version of it. Not taking anything away from DRIFTA whatsoever. They're a great Australian company. If you don't have the skills to build your own, go see them. I'm sure they'll help you out and build some for you. They're a great thing. But as an example on the way they slide, that's a fully loaded drawer. Alright, I'll do that one-handed. That's sliding super easy considering it's a fully loaded drawer. Let me show you what's in it. So in the drawer, some random phone, life of a YouTuber right there. Right, so that's my full toolkit right there. So that's probably 15 kilo of tool bag right there. In the crash bag bag. Yes, I'm still using the crash bag bag, even though I don't like them. The Aussie Outback supplies bag as well. That's all my ratchet straps, pegs, all that sort of stuff. So it's probably another 15 kilo in that bag. First aid kit, all my electrical stuff there, and then just random stuff up the back there. A little trick to the Teflon slides, some sort of silicone spray, or I just use zipper spray. I keep this in the car because then I can use it on the awning and everything else as well. This stuff makes it glide so easy. Definitely worth that. So there's probably around about 40-45 kilo worth of stuff in this drawer, and it goes easy as. Just like, that is good. I'm happy with it, especially considering the weight reduction. We'll go through how much weight I took off of the car from my last setup to this one very soon. Now, as much as I'd love to take credit for this one, it's just a happy coincidence. I closed the tailgate there, just want to get something out of the top drawer. That just clears. For me, didn't actually intend to do that, but it just worked out nicely. So I can still get to all my tools and stuff in the back here without having to open the bottom tailgate. Not that opening the bottom tailgate is a huge pain in the arse. Say I've got a trailer on or something else and for some reason it won't go down, I'm in a hurry, just get to it. I can get in there for that one. I thought it was cool. You guys might, you might not. Be nice in the comments. The other cool thing I wanted to set up was the lithium inside. Last time I had it sitting just on the side of the drawers, which meant there was a whole lot of weight between the fridge, the drop slide and the lithium battery sitting on one side of the car, and the car actually sat on a bit of an angle. Drove me nuts. I was always going to get like a spring spacer or get stronger springs just on the driver's side of the car. Put on a couple of kilos during ISO, but I didn't think it was that bad. Jeez. So I wanted to try and get the lithium battery slightly more central to the car to get the weight more center and get it lower down to keep that center of gravity of the car just that little bit lower. It'll make probably bugger all difference, but it's little things, lots of little things make a big difference in the long run. I managed to get the battery up behind the fridge, so you can see it there. It's on its own little stand. I've done a checkout around the fridge slide itself, so I can get the fridge in there with the battery, and I can access all the stuff from behind there. So also while I'm here showing you this one, you can see I've got the cable chain set up, so that way I don't have to worry about when the fridge comes in and out, that cable getting caught at all. So you can see there, and I can't move very far, you can see how that cable chain goes with it. Everything's fixed in. Don't have to worry about ever catching a cable on that. So it's just kind of cool. Awesome, nice little way. I think it's like $6 off eBay for the 10mm cable chain. Easy to set up, do it yourself. I think there's a couple companies out there selling pre-made kits This is like $160 for a pre-made bloody thing to run your fridge like that. You can buy this stuff for $6 off eBay. Get it, it's called cable chain. I've always wanted this in my drawers and my fridge setup. I reckon it's an awesome idea. It's definitely not the first time someone's done it, but it's the first time I've ever made one like this, and the first time I've ever owned something like it. So first one obviously, pull the fridge out. So they're 227 kilo rated meter 16 runners for the length of them by 227 kilo. At full extension they're rated to 190 kilo, I think it was. So there's more than enough stability there. And this fridge is already full with a slab of water and everything else, so it's got a bit of weight in there. And that's relatively stable. Obviously you wouldn't get climbing on it, but it's pretty damn good. From there, I've got 125 kilo rated runners, same meter 16 overall, with a table attached to that one. So that's going to be a little prep area. The reason I went the overrated runners for the fridge is because I knew I was going to be doing the table at the back there. The more leverage you put on the table there, these runners are going to cop it. So I wanted to try and make sure that I had as much strength in this one to help support that one there. That's got a little bit of movement in it. I do have an idea for a leg on that one as well. I'm getting there. So a little bit of a future mod that I plan on doing for this table. I've got these little adjustable legs that I bought years ago. I've never used them for anything. Probably just going to drill a hole into the bottom here, into the upright so it doesn't come through. And that way I can basically just extend that up, give that a bit of extra, take out all the movement in that drawer. So I think that's a nice, quick, easy thing to do. And then probably get some little C-clips and store that underneath the table because there's a bit of room in there. I reckon that's a cool idea, and I'm willing to let you guys have it. So make a table, grab some legs, no copyright here, go for it. And from the back of the drawers, so one, don't shoot me for the cabling, I haven't finished it yet. You can see there I've got the King's inverter mounted to the side. I put that to the back so I can basically be able to stuff down the side of the drawers and not hit the inverter, so I put it towards the back here as well. Done the cutout on the back of the drawers so that way I can access the terminals. So that's nice and easy. And obviously just a little fuse section down here for all the extra cables. I know it looks like a dog's breath at the moment. Yeah, I need to fix that. Part of what I've tried to do with these drawers is trying to integrate as much hardware into them as I can to make my life easier. Obviously while I'm camping, full driving, being a YouTuber I use a lot of power. So obviously I've got a lot of USB points in there, lighting, everything else. I need to be able to charge all my gear at night so I can reuse it again the next day to bring more content to you guys. By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe. Typical YouTuber, dickhead. One of the main things I tried to do was obviously the ARB twin compressor. Would have seen in the last video, mounted that into the rear quarter panel of the 200, and I brought out the accessory point in one of the wings as well. So that way, don't have to try and find a cord, everything else. This loops under the front seat. Plug her in, there's up. So that is absolutely mint. Sorry about the noise. Done. So that's a nice, quick, easy way. Plug it in. Walk around to all the tyres. Yes, the lead's long enough to reach all the tyres. And that compressor's hooked up to the lithium as well, so I can run that without the car on, and it holds enough juice in there to keep running for as long as I want. Other little things that I've done, on just so you know what they are. This side here is obviously going to control lights. I've also got a little remote up here that does it as well. It means I can change colours around, I can do all sorts of funky things because it's LED strip light with a whole bunch of different diodes, so it all changes colours. It is great for what I want to do. So disco parties at night. Sorry. Up here we've got the lithium battery plus the house battery. Can't remember what that one does. Oh, that turns off the volt. There you go. It's that new I forget. So that one turns off on and off the actual gauges for there. I've got twin USB chargers there, and then twin cigarette lighter chargers there. Other side, same thing, twin cigarette lighters, twin USB chargers, plus the ARB outlet, plus the switch there for the wanker, definite wanker, lights underneath the car from Steady Rock Lights. They're cool. I really, God, I just want to go full driving at night with them. How cool would that be? Does this make for an awesome video? One problem I haven't really sorted out yet, but I'm not overly upset with the way it is. I just probably need I want to finesse it slightly. It's the Travel Buddy. It is fixed down where it is at the moment. I've just packed it up a little bit so it's off the carpet, just so if it does get super hot on the bottom, it's not going to burn any carpet, melt anything, everything else. I've just got some 12mm ply sitting under it and then bolted it down to there. Super simple, super easy to get. I'm going to turn that compressor off. So it's basically just bolted up there at the moment, just so I could use it, because I've been working up the block. Future videos coming about the house build too. Nice and simple. Obviously it clears everything there. It's got just enough room to be working. Does everything it's meant to do. I'm not sure whether I want to permanently mount it or whether I just take it in and out as I'm using it, because it does take up a fair chunk of space. And the reality is, as much as I go away, I still drive the car daily without sort of needing the Travel Buddy. So I might just unscrew it and screw it back in sort of as I need it for trips. I've just hooked it up to it with an Anderson plug at the moment, so I think it'll be fine. Having said that, it's fine where it is at the moment out of the way. There's still plenty of storage for me there. I don't know, what do you guys think? Have you got a better idea for me? Maybe chuck it in the comments down below and let me know if you've got a better option on where I can put it, how to put it. I have thought about integrating into a drawer, but then it takes up a lot of drawer space. Just unsure. Also, just want to give a massive shout out to Timmyboy, who made these 3D printed A4X4A built little logos for me. It's just something fun to do. Don't take it seriously. May or may not be selling them if people want them. Probably not, because I don't think Tim can make that many for me. I thought that was a nice little touch for the drawers. So, you know, thanks heaps, Tim. You're an absolute legend, buddy. Okay, so some of the really nitty gritty stuff that you guys are going to want to know. Obviously, I've gone through where the Teflon side's coming from. I've gone through where I've got all the hardware from. So, Regency Plastics, Dun & Watson for all the hardware. The ply itself I got from one of my suppliers, which is Timberwood Panels in, I don't even know where they are, but Timberwood Panels in Victoria. Obviously, being Cabinet Maker, that's one of my board suppliers that I use all the time. They're good to me. Costings wise, and forgive me for going back to a phone for this, but there's a fair bit to it. I will put them up on the screen up here as well as I go, so that way you can keep track of everything, and I'll total it at the end for you. So the ply cost me $150. So purely just buying the ply, $150. That was 3 sheets of ply. So that was 1 sheet of 15mm, 2 sheets of 12mm. From there, it was the carpet. So I just went to Bunnings and I got the marine carpet with the rubber backing on it. So it is the darker one of the two. There's a grayer one. I like the black look. It worked from there. I got 4 meters of that, and that was $128 for the actual carpet itself. From there, the Teflon slides, which I mentioned in the last video from Regency Plastics, that was $180 for the plastics. Then I've obviously ripped them in half to get more out of them. From there is the Dun & Watson stuff. So the runners themselves, both runners together, so the 227s plus the 125s, cost me $300 just in the runners for that. The latches from Dun & Watson were $30 each, so there's $60 worth of latches there. The glue from Bunnings, so that contact adhesive that I was using from Bunnings, that was $120. I went through 4 tins of that contact adhesive stuff there, so $120 for that one. The tiled stuff that I used here, that was $27 for just one length of that. It was enough to do the entire thing, plus the latches inside there. So giving me a total cost to build the drawers, with the exception of some PVA and some nails and stuff that I already had at work. So maybe an extra, say, $20 for there, but I'm not including that in this total. So grand total was $965 cost price to do everything that you see right here. I think that's bloody reasonable for what it is. It did take me about 4 days of work, not solid work, a couple of hours a day, to actually get them built and sort of get them in. So if you worked into account someone's wage for that, if you're making professionally, you probably add up an extra $1,000 on top of that for someone's wage for nearly a week. That's pretty cheap as well for there. So you'd probably say $2,000 to $2,500 retail is what they should be at. I have no idea what other drawer manufacturers are charging for something like this. I didn't even look into it because I was always going to do my own. Weights. Clear all the stuff out of the way. Weights wise, this is the big one. So I am comparing it with the drop slide as well, because I needed the drop slide to be able to access my fridge, because the fridge was starting out here. They couldn't open the fridge without it hitting the top, so I had to have the fridge slide to be able to access it. I couldn't use the slide on top of the King's drawers, so that's out of the question and an unrealistic comparison because it wasn't a functional setup if I didn't have the drop slide. So I'm including that in it. So the King's drawers, empty by themselves, so the frame and the drawers together, is 71 kilo. 71 kilo just for those drawers, nothing in whatsoever. The drop slide was 47 kilo for that bloody drop slide. 47 kilo, that's huge. So that's a total of 118 kilo for my last setup. And that's obviously plus the fridge, plus the battery, everything else, but all that stuff's gone back into this one as well. So I'm purely assessing what I needed to make it work. So drawers plus fridge slide, 118 kilo to make all that one work. This one, wait for this. So the actual drawers themselves, so each drawer weighs 8 kilo as the comparison to the other one. So 8 kilo per drawer. Everything, all up, wings, drawers, unit, drawer slides, base, everything together with the exception of the fridge and the battery, same as what I was doing for the other one, comes in at 52 kilo. 52 kilo! So that's a difference of 66 kilo from the last setup to this one. So I'm saving myself 66 kilo, that's a person. And with GVMs and these things being so tight, 66 kilos is massive. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the entire run through of the drawers. There's a couple of things I still need to finish off. I'm probably going to carpet inside the drawers because I think it needs it. I want to put some rails across the top of the actual drawers themselves so I can tie stuff down on top. Little tiny things that I want to try and finish off with it. Just haven't had time to so far. I'd love to see what you guys make from this. So if you've been inspired enough to actually go out and make your own, tag me in it. Look me up on Instagram, same name, same as Facebook. Send me some photos, tag me in the stuff. I love seeing that you guys actually follow along and inspire someone to do something. Please do. I reckon it'd be freaking awesome. Here you go. Best one that I like, I'll send you out a free stubby hole or something like that. So tag away, do that, and we'll figure it out. I hope you guys enjoyed the videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment on the video because it all helps out. And as always, see you in the next one.